Hollon with Hollon Gold, Riggins, Idaho, home of the gold maker. I want to visit with you a little bit about the gold maker and what makes it unique from other high bankers. So the gold maker is a vertical high banker, unlike the majority of the high bankers being produced today by other manufacturers, which is built on a horizontal plane. A typical high banker has a hopper with a spray bar, one level of classification, and that screens off all the large material, and the rest of it goes into the sluice box and goes down the sluice box, and all the while larger material is competing with the finer gold. Ideally, in order to get the most fine gold, you need to separate the larger material and get the material down closer to the size of the fine gold, so the gold actually has an opportunity and an equal playing field to compete on. So the high banker is set up to do both, catch the fine gold, but also you get a second chance at your nuggets. So let me explain to you how it works. Because it's vertical, there's more opportunity for more classification. It actually classifies 3 times. You start by shoveling into this hole, and our high banker has a unique spray bar that we produce. So obviously we're spraying into the machine. You shovel into the hole, the material washes, 3/4 plus exits the box. 3/4 minus goes through, and it lands actually on this classifier right here, which you can see right here. So this classifier is set up for a 1/4 inch. So that goes into what we call the fine gold recovery drawer, or drawers actually. There's an upper and a lower. Underneath this classifier is a 12-inch slick plate, which also very much aids in the fine gold recovery. There's a couple boil zones in there that also aid with the fine gold, but the total recovery area of the sluice boxes and the 12-inch slick plate is actually 56 inches that is hidden in this compact machine. So there's lots of recovery area in a small amount of space. So what happens, again, it's hard to see it because it's inside the box, so we pulled the drawers out for you. So the 1/4 inch material actually loads into the 2 recovery zones underneath. The material loads at the top of the upper drawer, goes through this series of riffles, then turns the corner and continues through all the other riffles you see. Before, all the while, having been separated from larger material, that's all 1/4 inch minus, so that is ideal for catching the fine gold. Meanwhile, the larger material comes down this grizzly or classifier with this sluice attached at the end, and it loads here. So now you actually have an opportunity to catch nuggets that would range between 3/4 minus and a 1/4 plus. Yes, most of the gold is fine, and that is the gold that we're trying to catch. As a matter of fact, I can show you, in all reality, this gold right here is what we're going to get most of on the Salmon River. But if you don't just classify everything off into the tailing pile, there are gold nuggets on the Salmon River. And obviously, we don't want to miss these. So with the gold maker, you get the opportunity to get both. It's the best of both worlds. Other things that make this product unique are the cleanup, easy cleanup. So the gold maker is designed around a 12-inch bucket. So, bam, it's pretty self-explanatory that you don't need a bunch of extra totes. You don't have to pull the mats. You don't have to wash the carpet in a tote. You set the gold maker drawer into the bucket. You use your spray bar. This is actually an addition. I highly recommend it. But you use your spray bar, you rinse the drawer into the bucket, treat 2 drawers as well as the lower sluice, and you get the gold. So that's a little bit oversimplified, but in a nutshell, that's how it works. It's very, very portable. It weighs less than 29 pounds. You can see the size of it. We have a backpack accessory that you can turn it into a backpack if you prefer to carry it that way. I carry it like a suitcase that has a handle on it, and again, it's light, so I carry it like this. Ideally, the 1-inch pumps are ideal. You need about 28 gallons of water, which this pump, and Honda makes one very similar to it. They deliver about 30 gallons. They're perfect, but it makes it very portable. It'll fit in the trunk of your car. It'll fit on the back of your four-wheeler. Most of our wives can carry one, at least I hope. If you're lucky enough to have a wife that'll carry it for you once in a while. I think the next best thing for us to do would be to take you to the river and let's go shovel some dirt in it and we'll make some gold. So we'll keep you posted.
One of the main features of the Hollon Gold Maker is that all material exits off to the left and right side of the unit.
So this represents about, we get about 50 minutes per tank. So a little over an hour and a half working time. And this is what was in the top part of the recovery drawer only. So like I said, I hope when we do our test here, we hope to see about 60% of the gold in this one. And we're gonna clean the second drawer now and see what we have. So this represents the gold that we recovered from the second part of the recovery drawer. And it probably is somewhere between 40 and 50% of the gold between the two drawers. There's one piece that looks a lot larger in here because it is larger, but it's also super flat. It's literally like gold foil. And because of that, it managed to sneak its way through the first drawer, but we caught it in the second drawer. We'll see what's in the final sluice. So this is what we pulled out of the final sluice, the nugget sluice, and we didn't catch any nuggets today, but as you can see, it's also the last chance. It's the final chance sluice, and we got just a little bit, probably maybe 5% more gold other than what we caught in the drawers. So it all adds up, and we're going to add that to the mix. And this is what we have to show, all total, for about an hour and a half of actual shoveling time. Pretty good jag of Salmon River flower gold. We're going to take it home and clean it up, and if there's enough to weigh, I'll weigh it up and we'll see what we're making an hour. That's how we do that.